All right, Browns fans, Rufio here, and today we're taking another look at a zone block running play in Kevin Stefanski's offense. Really, this video is just full of good signs to me. This is nothing especially groundbreaking. I thought the play design was kind of cool, but really what it is just good signs left and right. So while this may not be the most groundbreaking X's and O's, I'll break down what people are doing here. Really, what's awesome to me is to see the good signs from an offense. Really. So the first good sign to me is as soon as we break the film here, we come to the all-22 angle, the ref is holding up the ball. And what this means is the offense is ready to go. Offense is organized. Everybody on offense knows their job. There's nobody asking each other, hey, what do I do? There's nobody asking for clarification. Everybody's lined up. They're ready to go. They know what their job is regardless of what's going to happen here. And not only that, but we see the defense is completely beside themselves. They're befuddled. I don't know why this trips bunch set really threw them for a loop. There are two tight ends here in this trips bunch set, but we have defenders talking, right? We've got palms in the air. What's going on? We've got communication happening all over the secondary and in the linebackers as well. And this player right here is a nickel player, as number 36. So they have nickel on the field, right? And the ref holding the ball up probably means the Vikings subbed here, right? So New York subbed as well, and they felt that they had to stay in or get into nickel against this two tight end set. Well, that's an advantage to the Vikings running the ball, first of all. And second, you see two high safeties. Against this offense, if we ever see nickel and two high safeties, that is as close to a defensive coordinator sending a written invitation to run that we're ever going to see, right? This is taking candy from baby level stuff to be able to run the ball against this defense right now. But really, the best sign is that they can't even get lined up, right? We are lined up. We're ready to go. Offense is ready to execute. Offense is ready to be aggressive. Defense doesn't even know where to stand at this point in the play. And you see that nickel player switching sides at the last second, has to plant, never gets into position, and has to run back the other way to try to get the ball. That's just a great sign for any offensive designer to see a defense in chaos like that and to see your team run the ball against nickel and pick up a cheap, easy 20 yards, where your back really only made 2 of those yards, and the line just opened a gaping hole for him. So I'll break down the nuts and bolts of the play from this end zone angle here. We're going to see another good sign, a lot of similarity in the blocks, and that's something you see in a lot of zone blocking systems. These are kind of made so that every guy has to have kind of a number of tools in his bag, but everybody's tools are kind of the same. So we're going to see a couple of those tools. But these are techniques that each and every one of these linemen are practicing, and all the backups are practicing as well. So if you've got a couple of versatile backups, right, if we can only keep 7 or 8 offensive linemen active on game day, then they can fill in, right? If they're versatile enough, those guys are trained. If you train one of these positions, you train at all of them. And if anybody goes down, we got to reshuffle the line. Everybody knows their job in the running game, before they even get started, right? Because every little window is kind of the same for each of these linemen. And with those roster spots you free up, maybe you keep an extra edge rusher on the roster. Maybe it's another tight end, right? We got 3 of them that seem like they can all play. Maybe that's another receiver. So you can get creative with other things. If your backups, you only have 2 of them on the line. So first tool we're going to use here is just a singled up block. And some teams make a call here to call this a mid-zone, or it could be a called mid-zone run. Effectively, though, we're going to call this outside zone. Whenever we see this 9 technique here, we can pretty much assume, it's not 100%, but it's like 99.9, that this left tackle is going to have a kick-out block on that guy. And at this point of attack, so it's going to be zone to our right, offense's left. The point of attack is right here, and so this defender becomes extremely important. As whoever's blocking that guy, if it's a tight end there, if it's a tackle there, if the guard's coming over to, like a 6 or 7 technique or something like that over the tackle, or a little bit further inside than this, whoever's blocking that guy, your job is to make that read as clear for the back as you possibly can. And what I mean by that is, we're going to see it here. This helmet is going to go outside, right? Helmet goes outside, comes up the field. He's setting the edge. The back knows I am not bouncing this ball outside of that guy. If the back sees that helmet outside, the back is cutting this downhill somewhere behind the play, okay? And as this guy who's blocked, whoever's blocking, again, that end man on the line at the point of attack, You want as soon as possible into play to make this as clear as possible for that running back. So the tackle does a great job of that. Very clear he's going outside, and he's just going to kick him out. And again, mid-zone, some teams like to call a mid-zone play, have it in the playbook, where this is always going to be a kick out by the tackle. Again, functionally the same thing because of where that guy's standing to begin the play. So technique you're going to see from this tackle, what I love is that he gets kind of this double under technique. That front side, play side arm of each of these linemen, when you block a down lineman, it is going to be play side arm up underneath the armpit. Okay, and that's not going to change regardless of where you are. If you have the whole guy, if you're singled up, or if you're taking on half the guy, that's how you're going to do it. Play side arm up underneath the armpit. The backside arm will change. And if you are in a spot like this where you feel like you have them, pretty sized up pretty well, and you can deliver a clean shot, you want that second arm, that backside arm here, his right arm, coming up and under as well. And that could be anywhere from the breastplate to kind of the other armpit. And so he's going wide here to the other armpit, going up and under, getting some leverage up under that hit, and that should give you the most power. And you'd love to see a pancake and, take this guy as far to the sideline as you possibly can here. Side note, can't believe we got Jedrick Wills. Very excited to see him pancake some guys in this exact block next year. I'd love to see this tackle get a little bit more bend in the lower body. That would help deliver a little bit more powerful of a blow and kick this guy out even further. But hey, he made that block clear. That's a clear read for the back. That's exactly what we want. That's good enough for this play. Now moving back inside, we're going to have a combo here. Left guard center on this nose tackle here up to the linebacker. And this nose tackle is kind of messing with him, right? He's like straight down the middle of this gap. So he's not really a 1. He's not really a 3. He's not really a 3. Not really a 2-eye. He's kind of just straight, literally up in that A gap. We're going to treat this basically like a 1. So this guard is going to pull through immediately. And because of the location of 45 here, which is what they're comboing up to, it almost has to be this front side guy leaving to go get that guy, right? Because if it's zone left and, the play ends up coming in here, 45 cannot beat them to the point of attack. And if you waste the front side guy on this guy and try to leak up with the center, I don't think you ever get there. So it's almost got to be that front side guy. He leaks out right away, and he's using what we call a hand technique. It's basically a stiff arm into that nose tackle there. Notice he does not lean too far into this, right? It's a stiff arm. You leave it behind, but his weight, his momentum is going forward. And that's because the guard has a bad athletic mismatch against this 45, this linebacker here. The guard's got to get his body weight moving right away. He's not going to be able to redirect and kind of, if he leans into this block, he's not going to be able to get off of it in time and go chase down 45 too. So I hope that makes sense. So you leave a stiff arm there, and a stiff arm is, I forget which law this is, but for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, right? So the action is you press him down, you help your buddy reach him, you push him backside, and then you push yourself play side, right, to spring yourself almost to go get 45. And that's a great job by 65. I picked on this left guard a little bit in previous videos. This is his textbook job. He does that hand technique beautifully, gets up to the linebacker. And what you like to see here is helmet placement, helmet to the play side, and you want him squared up. And the reason you want him squared up is if this back, let's say, back is going to read this out immediately, cut downhill. Let's say this nose tackle, let's say he gets cut down, right? So he's backside, so the hole is right in here. So if that back is following you through this hole and he's behind you when you make contact, you want to give that back a two-way go. You don't want to turn like the left tackle's turning here and make it clear for him that he has to go one way or the other. On the second level, we want to be square, and we want to tell that back, you can go either way. Like, I got you. I'm locking this guy up. You go either way, and just go wherever you feel is best. So that's a great job by getting square by 65. You'd love to see him lock on a little bit more here. And then as 45 tries to redirect back inside, you'd love to see him just shove him through the ground, finish this block here. However, that's a very difficult ask, right? Notice 65, again, has to get out of his stance really quick, go get a faster player. And again, 55 is going to be a more athletic player, better able to redirect. And so you see 65, just get him running, and that's enough on this play to take him out of it. All right, moving backside, another player. We're going to the center here. And center's obviously got to snap the ball, but his play side arm and helmet are exactly the same. It's exactly the same teaching. So play side arm, you want up and underneath that shoulder pad into the armpit there. And then his helmet, he wants to stretch that to the play side. And you want to stretch his helmet to the play side because if your helmet stretches and 72 is trying to stay in that A gap, he's going to stretch with you, and you get to basically run him past the play, which is exactly what happened here. Notice that, however, 65 has a little bit different technique. He's going to be using here what we call a club arm. So he snaps the ball with that right arm, and then you notice it swings wide, right? The helmet stretches, but that right arm, he kind of leaves it behind wide. And the reason he does that is if 72 is cutting backside here in some sort of stunt or game, we've all seen the Steelers do this. I mean, it's worked too many times against the Browns, to be quite honest. You know, they'll send a nose tackle back and then a linebacker and they'll cross, you know that blitz up the middle. This is designed to help you with that, right? So if that nose tackle is going backside on this play, trying to go to that backside A gap, that club arm is just out there to kind of catch him, and then you have a hope of just grabbing onto him and taking him out of the play so that he doesn't just kind of shed right past you, go to that backside A and just smack that running back in the backfield. So that's going to be a club technique, club arm technique. But the front side of that is all the same, right? It's the same as the left tackle. It's going to be the same as when the left guard gets up to the second level. It's going to be the same as what we see on the backside at times as well. It's the same exact block. Everybody on the line, same exact placement. So all that practice time, it's not down the drain if somebody goes down in the middle of a game. We've got to shuffle the line around. Side note here, look at Bradbury's athleticism. Just look at the body angles and the lean on this guy coming out of that block. My goodness. This player is very athletic and very impressive on film. Okay, so he gets that club arm technique. And when you give that club arm, you lose a little bit of leverage, so you're not able to push quite as hard. And again, Bradbury's that athletic kind of guy. He's not there for his power. If we can get power too, we want it, but this athleticism is really what we're after here on our line. And notice that it's a horizontal displacement system. So if that 72 wants to run past the play, you take him where he wants to go, right? And past, honestly, where he wants to go. So you stretch, he stretches, you get him moving. Once he's moving, he's gone, right? That makes it clear for the back as well. And that back is reading 1 to 2 on this play. So immediately he sees that's going to be a cut downhill. And now really all he has to do in these 4 or 5 steps is just read this nose tackle. And again, a very clear read on behalf of that center because that running back knows exactly where he should cut the ball. Right, and these are the two guys that we really want to clarify, the play side 2 guys on the line of scrimmage. Now we're going to skip the right guard, right tackle combo for a second. We're going to move back to this tight end here. Now this tight end is going to do a good job. Obviously, this is kind of the other kind of mismatch. This is a athleticism plus for the tight end, but a power minus, right? So we don't expect him to dominate this defensive end physically. You just want to kind of get in his way and just drag him down, slow him down. On the front side, we need to really clarify these guys. So if they want to go out wide to the play side, you take them there. But on the back side of the play, we always want to cut them down. We always want to keep them to the back side. So as this tight end, if you can cut here, you want to cut block. Or if you can reach him and get your helmet to the play side and then just kind of drag him back to our left, his right, kind of just friction or drag, you can think of that kind of thing. That's what you want to do. So tight end here, you see drop step. He's kind of sizing him up like he might want to cut block him. I think right there he thought about it. He started to go down, and he ends up just reaching him, getting that helmet to the play side. You'd love to see him a little bit more squared line scrimmage here, but hey, this is a tight end on a big D end. You take what you get. And that arm, again, is same placement of that play side arm. It's up under that front shoulder pad in the armpit there. You'd like to see him get it inside here, but I can understand why he wanted to go outside, and that's just to control this guy and keep him to the backside of the play. Now, I will talk about this combo block here with the right tackle, right guard. They're going to have essentially the same thing as we have here, right? The only difference is the location of the defenders. So here, we had the one tech was a little bit further to the backside of the play, and the linebacker was more play side. And that meant it was really important to get this play side blocker up to that linebacker right away. Now here, we're also going to try to work through the play side if we can to get up to the linebacker. but the alignment of these guys is a little bit different. They're stacked and they're right over the kind of backside shoulder of this guard here. And so what that means is the angles are going to change just a little bit. So we still have a hand technique, but notice how he kind of meets him with that hand straight up the field. So he's going to meet him straight up the field and then just kind of rotate him back into his partner who's coming behind. That's the same hand technique. And again, every action there's equal and opposite reaction. You throw him back, you throw yourself forward, you go put yourself in a great position to go block 55. Because if you don't get off right away and you don't work through the play side of this play, 55 can come over to the top and make a play on the ball carrier. That's what you don't want. Now, another thing I love that this right guard does is as he gets that hand placed, you see his eyes immediately shift to the front side A gap. Right? So he's looking play side, just scanning very quickly. Is there anybody coming in there? Is there any kind of stunt game junk happening in this gap that I need to be aware of? He sees nobody there, and he immediately turns his eyes for the linebacker 55, and now he's hunting him the same way that the left guard is going after 45. So again, hopefully you can see on this play the efficiency here. It's the same exact thing, front side, back side, left guard, right guard. Actually, front side, back side is going to be a little bit different, but you get the idea, right? If we're training these kinds of things, we're training them at every position, we could shuffle the line around. Now, this is my favorite thing about this play. We got a blocker for 55, right? We got a blocker for him. Theoretically, 84 can come block 36 too. So we have the numbers in the box to block everybody, but this is how you know an offense is working, and this is how you know coaches are worth the money they're getting paid, is when their offense is doing this. This is a professional football player here, 55. He's played football a lot in his life. He's seen a lot of things. He's paid to play the game. Where are you going, 55?
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Where are you running to, man? We've got a running play, and he just stops in his tracks, and he bails out of the play. And the 64 is like all ready to block him, and he's like, what happened? Where'd he go? Where are you going to, my man? Well, I'll show you where he's going. He's going and following the fake, right? So everybody knows we like to run the ball in this offense. Everybody knows there's a bootleg play action game, right? Off of that running game. Well, this 84 here and 81 are going to fake like they're running the play action game, right? This is a run play the whole way, but on the right side of this play, they're going to act like it's a play action pass. So you see 84 here. He will step down the line of scrimmage and then just pivot, wheel out to the sideline. And that's designed on the play action version of this where it actually is a pass. That's designed to get everybody flowing with the play. And then you break outside. And if you can just kind of get out leverage, the guy who's responsible for the flat, get further outside, easy pitch and catch for the quarterback. He catches the ball, turns and runs, pick up what you can get. And with a guy like David Njoku, that's really going to be a nice option for us. 81 here is going to act like he's going inside to make a block, right? Act like he's getting the first guy in the box, puts his foot in the ground right there, gets vertical. He's running a corner route. And so these two routes are going to form a high-low on this corner player right here. And so if he sinks to cover the corner route, he's going to leave the flat wide open. If he comes up to cover the flat, the corner route's wide open. So pick your poison, defense, right, on the passing version of this play. But this isn't a pass play, right? It's a called run. And they're just running routes like it's a pass play. And that's how you know these fakes are effective. It's when professional football players are following these fakes like this. And now this guy's got to feel like an idiot, right? He just ran himself completely out of the play. He bought that fake hook, line, and sinker. And he turns around and gets to watch that back go for a 20-yard gain before he even gets touched, right? And with all due respect to Dalvin Cook, I think he's got a lot of great burst. It's exactly what you want in the system. Right here, going through the hole and accelerating like that's what you want from this kind of player in this system. But, if Nick Chubb gets one-on-one with these safeties in the open field, I can't help but think he's going to get, a lot of yards, break a lot of tackles. Because we've seen, anytime the Browns can block him even 5 yards past the line of scrimmage, that man, he makes secondary players, make career decisions back there. So, I love this play design. And this is a great sign that, linebackers buying the fake, right? The defense is buying the fake. Not only did we get the defense talking and having to communicate all these things and sort out how do we handle what we're seeing in front of us, not only did we get the defense late reacting and being in position, But we also, after the play, completely fake them out on this play, right? And let's say this is play action, right? Because now you have the fake, you got the fake of the fake, you got the fake of the fake of the fake, right? All that stuff from like tag when you were in elementary school, that's all coming back into play. Let's say, they guess right, which they don't, right? The fact that we're seeing these guys guess and guess wrong like this is how you know the offense is working. So I know people in the last video were worried about, what if that edge player comes after Baker, that kind of thing. Like, you don't see it. This is what you see on film. You see them getting embarrassed. You see them getting faked out. And when they get embarrassed like this, they're only going to play less aggressively next time they line up, right? How do you trust your eyes when your eyes just told you that I have to come back out, with this tight end? You just ran away from a 20-yard game. I don't care if you're Ray Lewis and you have that kind of conviction. If your eyes and your instincts tell you to come out here and you're wrong, you're going to be somewhere in the back of your mind second guessing your job responsibilities on the field. And that's exactly where you want a defense. Okay, so let's say they guess right on this play action. Corner drops, right? Corner sinks to take away the corner route. Linebacker reads this like a book. He comes out into the flat. Now you're David Njoku with the numbers, and you turn and you run downfield, right? Because you run out of space going to the sideline. If this is not Kirk Cousins here, and this is Baker Mayfield on this bootleg fake, he can pick up 20 yards on his own. I'm just so excited about the possibilities within this offense and the dimensions of it, because truly the talent we have, you think about plugging in Odell on a corner route, right? Yeah, he's going to attract the safety. Yeah, that corner's going to drop with Odell. You better, right? Or you're going to be lighting up the scoreboard. And then if you think about a catch and run threat like Njoku, like Hooper, right? What if this, instead of a tight end here, is Kareem Hunt? I mean, that's going to be great for our offense too. And then that's not even talking about the legs of the quarterback when everything else breaks down. So I'm so excited to see this in action. I hope, please, everybody stay safe out there. I hope you and your families are well. I hope, the NFL is smart about playing football. I know we're all aching to see it, but really it's not going to be good if we have to kind of start the season and restart it because this thing breaks out again. So, I hope everybody watching out there, just stay safe and take care of yourselves. Make good decisions. But, I'm excited to see this thing. For whatever kind of football season we can have, I'm excited to see it in brown and orange. I can't wait to get started. So, all right, Browns fans, that's it for me this week. If you like, comment, subscribe on this video. It helps it get seen by more people. That'd be really cool if you want to do that. Just helps it get seen in other people's kind of in the algorithm of YouTube. But really, and I'll try to respond to any comments that are on the YouTube channel. But really, where the conversation is taking place is at dogsbynature.com. So, I'd urge you, if you're watching, if you stumbled across this on YouTube, come over there and visit us, right? It's a great blog. It's a great community. You'll find a lot of like-minded Browns fans from literally around the world. It's been a cool place. I've been there since 2006. It can take a little while to warm up to the place, but man, once you do, it's a great community of Browns fans, and I just hope you join the conversation over there. So I'll respond to every comment on that article on dogsbynature.com. So if you want to ask more questions or have a conversation there, that's where I'll be. I hope to see you guys there as well soon. Take care, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one.